We are now live in Toruń at Moto Arena Stadium, the most beautiful stadium, Speedway Stadium in Poland. Marcin Musial, I'll be your commentator for the third meeting of the day. We are facing a second qualifier stage for 500cc. That is a second group consisting of 13 riders, actually to be precise, 12 male riders and 1 female rider. That is Ann-Kathrin Gerdes from Germany. She's one of 2 girls here at Speedway Ekstraliga Camp, taking place this week in Toruń. We've already seen some great competition already with 250cc qualifiers as well as first group of 500cc. A little bit over an hour and 15 minutes. The organizers of the camp have used that time and are still using that time to prepare the track for the second part of 500cc qualifiers. It is hot as hell today in Toruń, so that track definitely needs some water, and also some extra grading that was taking place for the past 60 minutes. Now we're just seeing a little bit of watering. We're also seeing 13 riders getting ready to start, and they will start in the order of number 17, Maurice Braun, 18 to Mateusz Kaminek, 19, Johnny Wynat from Germany, 21 to Niklas Agard from Denmark, 22, number 22, Wilbur Hancock, the oldest son of Greg Hancock, 4-time world champion from the United States, number 23 to the 23 is Mathias Tressarier from France, and 25 is, like I mentioned, Ann-Kathrin Gerde, an 18-year-old female from Germany who came here with her mom. Her mom is also her mechanic. That is absolutely the beautiful story of this Speedway Camp. 26 is Jan Janicek from Czech Republic, 27 Kajetan Kupiec from Poland, 28 Espen Sola, all the way from Norway, 30 Antoni Menzel, also from Poland, from Leszno to be precise, 31 is Louis Steblu from Germany, and 32 is Andrzej Grmek. What we're going to see tonight during this competition is similar to Grand Prix Series. This stadium is home to many World Championship finals with Grand Prix Series. It actually will happen this season as well, as it is the last round of Grand Prix this year. So what is going to happen is we have 13 riders and we're riding with 16 slots. That means that 3 numbers are empty. That is 20, 24, 29. If you're familiar with the system, you know exactly what that means. Every rider will face one another, so that means that everyone is gonna start in 5 heats of the day. Top 8 will qualify for the golden final, for the final tomorrow, and unfortunately the remaining riders will fall into the silver final category, and they will also compete tomorrow. Main prize of this tournament, of 500cc tournament, is a brand new engine prepared and personalized by Ashley Holloway, one of the top engine tuners in the world. Actually, Max Freak, who won the round of Grand Prix in Warsaw, won it on Ashley's engine, so there's definitely something to fight for. But the whole camp is not about a competition, it's about learning. It's a learning curve, and we've seen that as well today with a few crashes, a few misfortunes of many riders. Let's hope that we will not see it in this tournament, as we're leaning towards heat number 1, and we'll see 3 riders. The 4th slot is empty. No one's gonna start from gate number 4. Maurice Braun, that's the first rider. He's in red. Blue helmet will be Mateusz Kaminek, and then in white, Johnny Wynat from Germany. In the first group, Mateusz Affelt took the first place with 15 points. He was unbeaten in those 5 heats. Definitely a strong start to the tournament. Like I said, 2 finals tomorrow, the silver final and the golden final. And we're selecting top 8 riders from this competition that will make it into the main events tomorrow. Obviously, all of those events are being broadcast on our YouTube channel. So thank you for joining us. Please let us know if you like it or not. Please comment where are you watching us from, as well as consider leaving a like or subscribe button. We will greatly appreciate that. And now we're almost ready to heat number 1. First heat out of 20 in this tournament. Braun, Kaminek, and Wynat. And the Aussie boy took it all. Maurice Brown, the winner of heat number 1 in the second qualifying competition. His favorite rider is actually Lee Adams, also from Australia. Great job by Maurice Brown in those first 4 laps of the evening, as we've seen that he performed very well. When it comes to Mateusz Kaminek, 2 points for the Czech Republic rider. He had a little bit of struggles, a little bit of issues, but overall great performance from him. We can see it right now. Not the most fluent when it comes to conquering bends at Motor Arena today. And 1 point in heat number 1 for Johnny Wynot. Second race of the night, and we're seeing 3 riders again, and the 4th spot will be empty, as it is an empty number 24 for the non-existing rider. And what we're seeing is 3 riders from 3 different countries, very different countries. Niklas Agard from Denmark, right on our screens in the red helmet. Then in blue is Mathias Tressarier from France. That would be a 19-year-old, came here with his family as well. And then Wilbur Hancock in white helmet. Let's go with heat number 2. We're almost ready. Just start marshal being start marshal. Let's get ready to run. Mathias Tressarier from France is taking 3 points for heat number 2. Almost perfect riding from a Frenchman. And then a huge round of applause to the Danish rider Niklas Agard. He did very well on the first lap. Then he lost control over his bike. It looked like a mechanical issue, but it seems like he just doesn't know the angles here around Motor Arena. Made a mistake in bend number 2, but managed to close the gap with Wilbur Hancock. Wilbur scores 1 point for heat number 2. That was some great overtaking performed by Agard over Hancock. Those points will matter later on, as we've seen in the first qualifying stage. 8 points was enough to qualify to top 8, to qualify for the golden final tomorrow. We'll see how many is that in the second group. Good start so far from Tressarier and Brown. And right now we're seeing 4 riders. In red, it's Jan Jenicek from Czech Republic, from Pardubice, a great speedway city. And then on his right-hand side, Kajetan Kupiec, a junior from Włóknia Częstochowa, Poland. In white, the only female in the group, Anne-Catherine Gerde from Germany, 18-year-old. And then in yellow, the Norwegian Sola. Sola was really pushing it there with yellow helmet, but it's Kajetan Kupiec who takes 3 points from heat number 3. Great performance from Włókniarz Częstochowa Junior. Polish juniors obviously have a little bit of advantage here at Motor Arena, as they do get to practice because they compete in within Polish championship, that is a youth under 21 competition, and they do get to practice all over Poland on different stadiums. You could tell that Kajetan Kupiec knows the angles around Motor Arena, as he was almost perfect there. 2 points for Sola, a Norwegian rider. Jan Jenicek with 1 point and a little bit of struggles, but she finally made it to the finish line. The single lady in this group, like I mentioned before, Ann-Katrin Gerde with 0 points after heat 3. And we're seeing 3 riders to finish the first series of starts here in Group 2 of 500cc qualifying stage. We will not see anyone again on gate number 4. And on the inside, in a red helmet, Luis Tebe from Germany, 16-year-old rider who started his speedway journey in 2019. On his right-hand side, Antoni Menzel from Poland, another junior, very talented 16-year-old who already made his debut in Ekstraliga, in the seniors Ekstraliga top Polish division. And then Andrzej Grmek from Slovenia in white. Looks like there was a little bit of confusion. Both of the riders in the front thought it was the 4th and final lap. As it turns out, it is now, which means that Antoni Menzel takes 3 points. I don't know where that confusion came from. The start marshal shown the yellow and black flag, which means that there is 1 lap left. Big loss for Andrzej Grmek, who was leading after 3 laps. He probably thought that the race was over. He manages to score 2 points and 1 point for Luis Tebe. Good reaction also from Antoni Menzel, who realized on the back straight that the race is not over yet. He continued racing and he reached for 3 points in heat number 4.
First, Antoni Menzel, 3 points. Second, Andrzej Grmek, 2 points. Third, Luis Tebe.
That was just some fantastic speedway. We've already seen here in heat number 4 that overtaken by Grmek on the outside line. Absolutely fabulous. You could tell right off the start that the Slovenian rider had the speed and had what it takes to overtake Antoni Menzel, who was riding defensively also very well, but it is finally the Polish rider who takes 3 points, Slovenian rider with 2 points after heat 4. Tebe takes 1 point since there was no one behind him, only 3 riders in heat number 4. Do not worry, every single rider will be treated fair, which means that every single rider will have at least one race with at least one missing rider, which means that they will score points as long as they make it to the finish line, just simply because there's 13 riders and this is a 16 rider schedule. You can see right now trainer Rafał Dobrucki, that's coach Rafał Dobrucki, just giving some advice to Kajetan Kupiec. Obviously, he's taking care of Polish riders as well, but he's been taking care of everyone since Monday. Monday was officially day 1 of Speedway Ekstraliga Camp, first ever edition of Speedway Ekstraliga Camp, organized here by Speedway Ekstraliga, which is top division in Poland, with FIM. They both came to conclusion that a summer camp lasting 5 days will be a good idea, especially for riders from countries like Norway, Slovenia, Hungary, Argentina, United States, because that is a great opportunity for those young riders to come to Poland, see a beautiful track, see a beautiful stadium in touring Poland, definitely take some lessons from best of the best. Tomasz Golob was here on Monday, 2010 world champion. Bartosz Marzlik was also with him, that's 2 times world champion. As I heard from many riders, they really appreciated Martin Vaculik, Slovakian rider, giving them advice on their setups here at Motorina. But everybody's favorite was obviously Greg Hancock, who's been leading the competition, leading all the speeches and all the lessons you could imagine here in the last 3 days, giving advice to absolutely everyone as far as the setup goes and riding style. And what we're seeing right now is the points that all the riders scored after 4 heats, after everybody already performed tonight. Maurice Brown with great start in heat number 1, same with Kajetan Kupiec. A little bit lucky of Antoni Menzel to get a 3, Matthias Tresarrier with impressive 3 in heat number 2. We're also seeing riders that scored 2 points in their first appearance of the night. And here, riders that did not so well. Very unlucky of Anne-Catherine to score a 0. She was the only rider here in the first series that had 4 riders in 1 heat, which means 3 competitors for her. She did not score any points, that's why she's at the bottom of the table. But it is still an early stage of that competition. Like I said, everyone will perform 5 heats tonight. Based on that, they will qualify to the final. 8 points was enough to make it to top 8. The winner of Group 1 had 15 points. Mateusz Affelt went unbeaten. We've also seen some great racing in 250cc category and 1 horrible crash. Make sure to check it out and follow Ekstraliga on YouTube. That's where we're going to broadcast all of the competition today and tomorrow. This is the last competition of today, the last qualifying session, and tomorrow starting at 9 a.m. we'll be broadcasting all the finals in 250cc categories as well as 500cc categories. We're not showing anything from 125cc category as it is happening at another stadium in Touring. All those riders got the same opportunity to meet their idols, to listen to sports psychologists, to listen to a physiotherapist, but unfortunately we are not able to broadcast their competitions, which are mostly practices, to be honest. But there is 1 single female rider in 125cc category, also from Germany. Her name is Leia, if I remember correctly. Pretty amazing to have 70 riders from all over the world. 2 ladies, 68 guys. We've had some good time talking today. to all of them. Make sure to check out behind the scenes on Speedway Ekstraliga Facebook and YouTube accounts. You can already see the first 2 videos from Monday and Tuesday. And I'm sure we'll be posting soon about today's competitions. We're back. We'll be back shortly to the competition as we are getting ready to the start of heat number 5.
Zaczynam drugą serię startów, przed nami wyścig 5. drugiego turnieju kwalifikacyjnego. Ekstraliga Speedway Camp 2022 w 500 cm. Wyścigu 5 pojadą w kasku niebieskim in blue, white, brown. W kasku białym in white in classical hat. W kasku żółtym i yellow na kawie.
And we're back with some more action. Heat number 5 ahead of us, Maurice Brown, who made a fabulous start with winning heat number 1. He's going to start in blue. Then Niklas Agard, as we all remember, I'm sure, looked really fine. He scored 2 points, and then in the white helmet, and Catherine. Maurice Brown goes unbeaten after 2 starts of the night. Another 3-pointer for him. Then Niklas Agard was trying his best to chase the Aussie guy, but did not manage. He scores 2 points. And then Anne-Catherine Gerdes from Germany, 1 point for heat number 5. Let's see the replays. Maurice Brown, the winner of heat number 5, only 18 years old, started his speedway journey when he was just 6 years old. That is absolutely amazing. I already mentioned His idol is Lee Adams, former Unia Leszno star, two-time silver medalist in the GP series. And now we're getting ready to hit number 6. Antoni Menzel, who already won one of the hits tonight. He's in red. Then Jan Jenicek in blue, starting from gate number 2. His compatriot from Czech Republic, Mateusz Kamenik, 16-year-old from Czech Republic. And then in yellow on the outside gate, Wilbur Hancock, who probably disappointed some of his fans in his first appearance of the night, scoring only 1 point with no rival left behind him. Yet again, the pole takes it all. Antoni Menzel, the winner of hit number 6. We actually had a little bit of issues, a few issues with Wilbur Hancock. He did not manage to battle turn number 2 on the last lap, which means that the results will count as they were at the moment of Wilbur's fall. Unfortunately, the American did not manage to finish the race. You can see Alex Martins, who competed in the first group, now trying to get that bike off the track. Definitely wasn't a dangerous fall. It seemed like the back wheel of Wilbur's bike started chasing him and getting in front of him at the top of that first bend. That was a fantastic battle between two 16-year-olds, Antoni Menzel and Mateusz Kamenik from Czech Republic. The pole took 3 points. 2 for Kamenik. Jenicek came third, and unfortunately Hancock did not manage to finish. We're keeping a good tempo of second group of qualifiers, unlike the first one. We're ready to keep number 7 here, starting in red pockets on his right hand side, Tebe, Tresarier, Wynant. was really tight there. A really close finish between the second and third rider in that heat. That would be Wynat and Tresarrier. Finally, it's the German who takes 2 points. A little bit of a surprise for the Frenchman, who was very impressive in his first start of the night. He scored 3 points then. Now he's finishing with just 1 point. In the fourth place, Luis Tebe, who had some issues right off the start. Seems like he couldn't turn on bend number 1 and 2, but then he found some speed and turning came a little bit easier. And obviously a great job from Kajetan Kupiec. So far, Polish riders have won all the races in stage qualifying number 2. Clashing right now with Andrzej Grmek, who's taking him over on the outside. Yet again, we're seeing amazing speeds in Slovenia's rider bike. That was a fantastic battle between the two riders in heat number 8. Only on the first lap though, as Andrzej Grmek managed to escape from second Espen Sola. Norwegian rider scored 2 points, second time in a row. It is the first win of the night for Andrzej Grmek. If you wish to follow us closely, I would strongly recommend downloading a program that is available for free on the Speedway Ekstraliga website. You may as well download Speedway Ekstraliga app for Android or iOS, depending on the system you're using. It is available for free. You may find the programs for all qualifying sessions, including this one, as well as tomorrow's final, so I would definitely recommend that. You'll get a hold of the scores on your own, but it is looking pretty good for a few riders, and we're about to see it right now, as we see the confirmation for heat number 8, 3 points for Grmek and 2 points for Sola. And we're seeing general standings right now after 2 series of starts. Maurice Brown looking pretty impressive, as well as Polish juniors Kajetan Kupiec and Antoni Menzel. We have just witnessed what Andrzej Grmek is capable of with that speed. He was really, really close to win in his previous appearance, but just miscounted numbers of laps. And Antoni Menzel took the win from him. Mattia Trasio, after winning in the first series, now didn't look that impressive, but he already has 4 points. We know that 8 should be enough to qualify for tomorrow's golden final. And just as a reminder, 5 starts is what every rider of this competition will partake in tonight. As you can see, not a single cloud in the sky. As we're preparing track for more racing, it is really hot, 32 degrees Celsius, over 90 degrees Fahrenheit, but it is not as humid as it was at 2 and 3 p.m. You could really tell that it was really challenging for some of the riders and the equipment. It is more pleasant now. We're also seeing just a few fans here in the stands. If you're in the area, please feel welcome to join us here at Moto Arena Torun. It is absolutely free of charge to get in at the stadium. You may just want to enter the blue sector. That is what it's called. And I would also like to extend my invitation for tomorrow. It is also free to join us here during the finals at the first ever Speedway Ekstraliga Camp of 2022. And I'll be right back with you guys with more racing as we're preparing for heat number 9.
Pierwsza edycja, można powiedzieć, pierwsze rozdanie. My przede wszystkim chcemy pokazać tym dzieciakom, bo tak można ich przynajmniej w tych dwóch najniższych klasach określić, jakąś ścieżkę kariery, tak? W państwie, które jest dzisiaj potęgą, jeśli chodzi o żużel, na jednym z najładniejszych, jak nie najładniejszym stadionie żużlowym na świecie, tak żeby mieli jakąkolwiek namacalną wizję tego, do czego mogą dążyć.
We are achieving the expectation because since last year in autumn, when we started to discuss the organization of this camp together with Ekstraliga and the PZM, the target was to make something which give a big impact to the world of Speedway. So now we are achieving these results, and what Ekstraliga and PZM together with One Sport is doing is something incredible. I'm talking with different participants from different continents as well, like the Argentinians, the Australians, the Americans, and they are shocked.
Ja wiem, że młody człowiek ma swój rozum i wszystko wie najlepiej. Ja też byłem młody i też wiedziałem wszystko najlepiej i teraz się z tego śmieję. Bo dużo razy ci starsi, którzy im dawają te rady, które im może na pierwszy rzut oka wydawają się, że im się nie podobają, to są dobre rady, tak? Czyli trzeba właśnie słuchać takich ludzi doświadczonych, którzy jeszcze znają, rodziców, trzeba żyć zdrowo, trzeba żyć trybem sportowym.
Dla tych młodych chłopców to jest jakaś taka przygoda, że oni się spotykają tutaj ze sobą, że mają możliwość porozmawiania, czy porozmawiają z nimi sami, tacy jak Greg Hancock, prawda, trenerzy. I to ja myślę, że im pokazuje taką drogę po prostu.
To ma sens i dzisiaj trzeba zadbać o tych młodych ludzi, by w następnych latach wymieniali tych starszych zawodników. Jeżeli nie zapracujemy na to dzisiaj, a sytuacji, w której się znajduje dyscyplina żużlowa w naszym kraju jest najlepszą ligą i nie tylko, jak i Grand Prix, to właśnie PZ MOD wyciąga rękę do tej młodzieży, nie tylko w Polsce, ale też w Europie czy na świecie i zapraszają, by właśnie jak najwięcej tej młodzieży w tak trudnych czasach rozwijało się i żeby zaczęło kochać dyscyplinę, jaką jest żużel.
Doświadczenie czy naszych gwiazd, które dzisiaj się tutaj pojawią, Bartek, Waculik, Martin, Tomek Golob, jest też Greg Hancock, polscy trenerzy, tak? Rafał Dobrucki, Robert Kościecha, Jacek Woźniak, którzy mają im podpowiadać przez te 4 dni, tak żeby cokolwiek z tego kampu wnieść.
You have just seen was the very short clip of what happened on day one on Monday here at Speedway Ekstraliga Camp. You must admit that was pretty impressive, and it is a lot of fun for all those 70 riders from 19 different countries, 4 continents. It is a common initiative from Ekstraliga, which is a top division of Speedway in Poland, as well as FIM, to give the opportunity to some young riders starting from ages like 8, 9, 10 all the way to 20 to get the opportunity to come to Poland. The hotel is taken care of, the food here at the stadium is taken care of, and you can get some practice. And as you have seen in that short clip, there's not only just talking, but there's also a lot of practice with some great Polish coaches instructing young riders on how to sit on the bike, on how to perform better. I will agree that it is just applicable for Polish tracks, or mostly applicable for Polish tracks, as they tend to get a lot more slicker than others, and as it is a lot faster when it comes to equipment in Poland, which we can see in the qualified in Group 2 with the gentleman right in front of us. That is Kajetan Kupiec, who has already won 2 heats tonight. Just a 16-year-old from Tarnów, Poland. When he was just a bit younger, before he joined Włókniarz Częstochowa, he practiced with Janusz Kołodziej, one of the best ever Polish riders. Janusz Kołodziej also visited the camp yesterday. You can see it in another clip in behind the scenes of what happened on Tuesday at Speedway Ekstraliga Camp. But let's move on to heat number 9 with Kajetan Kupiec in yellow on his left hand side. Also unbeaten, Maurice Braun from Australia. Then very fast, very quick, Andrzej Grmek in blue, and then Wilbur Hancock, who will start, if he makes it to the tapes on time, in the red helmet. You can see the riders are looking at the gate. The gate is currently closed, which means that we will most likely not see Wilbur Hancock after that fall. So no American, just Grmek, Braun and Kupiec. Absolutely fantastic performance from Andrzej Grmek, a Slovenian rider, who managed to win in a race with 2 unbeaten riders. Kajetan Kupiec comes second, very unlucky of Maurice Braun to have a technical issue with his bike right at the start. It is really hard to tell from my perspective of what happened, but I could really tell that Maurice was very disappointed with what happened. 6 points after 3 starts, just as many as he had after 2 starts. That is still a very good score. But not as good as Andrzej Grmek, who has 8 points already. Same as Kajetan Kupiec, but in a direct competition between the two of them. It is the Slovenian rider who takes the lead. And we're almost ready for heat number 10. That means we're almost halfway through this competition, and we're gonna see some great racing as we've already seen from those riders. Espen Sola from Norway in red, Niklas Agard in blue, Luis Tebe from Germany in white, and Matus Kamenik in yellow. Luis Tebe just finished heat number 10. No points for the German rider, but what a race it was for Espen Sola from Norway, a 19-year-old who started practicing on a bike when he was just 3 years old, 16 years of practice. He's waited 2 rounds where he scored 4 points, and now he's finally getting his win in a great style. I managed to talk to him a little bit ahead of the competition. He said that his favorite rider is Darcy Ward, an amazing Australian rider. Unfortunately, due to injury, he suffered in Poland, not able to compete anymore, but Apator Toruń, the club that we're being guest to right now, the home stadium of Apator Toruń is Moto Arena, a beautiful venue, as you can see, was home for Darcy Ward for some amount of time and some amount of great racing that it took from Darcy Ward. Only 3 riders in heat number 11. No one's gonna start from gate number 1. In blue, we're gonna see Anne-Catherine Gerdes. She already scored 1 point today in 2 starts. And then her compatriot in white, Johnny Wynot in white. And then right next to the fence, Antoni Mentel, who remained unbeaten after 2 starts of the night. Three starts and 3 wins for Antoni Menzel from Poland. 9 points on his account so far. Great performance tonight by a 16-year-old from Poland. he managed to win with Wynand, who was pretty close to the pole. And then Anne-Catherine scoring second point of the night. She took her time, but she managed to finish her 4 laps. And she's already on 2 points of the night.
I przed nami wyścig 12 kończący trzecią serię startów turnieju kwalifikacyjnego Ekstraliga Camp 2020. A na starcie kasą biały Jan Niebieska.
And we're getting ready for the last race of series number 3 of all riders performing tonight. Only 2 left for the third start of the night. Jan Jenicek from Czech Republic and a French rider Matthias Tresarrier, 19-year-old from France. He started really well with a 3. Then there was 1 point in the second series. When it comes to Jan Jenicek, he scored twice with 1 point in each single heat. Now, obviously, if he finishes, he will score more. Mathieu Tresarrier with a second winner of the night is looking good on the bike, and I will argue that the second part of the qualifiers for 500cc looks a little bit more pleasant. We had a little bit of technical issues with some riders and some bikes, I'll agree, but it is more fluid, it is going faster than the first round where we had a few crashes, where we had major problems with Oskar Hurisz, for example, who suffered an injury to his shoulder. Polish 16-year-old rider from Stal Gorzów. It is going pretty smooth right now, I got to say. And we're also seeing a few good races and most importantly some good racing from many riders. Seems like it's going to be tight for top 8 spots here in the qualifying group number 2. We'll see the general standings just in about a second. Here it is, Antoni Menzel, the only unbeaten rider at the moment. Mateusz Affelt in group number 1 was also unbeaten with 15 points after 5 heats. Kajetan Kupiec and Andrzej Grmek with 8. Mathieu Tresarrier after that win in heat number 12, jumping into the 4th place. Pretty good from Espen Sola from Norway as well. And here we're seeing the riders that are currently under the line that determines whether you're going to the golden final or the silver final tomorrow. I'll get back to that in a second. I'm going to tell you all about the schedule for tomorrow and all of our broadcasts, but let's take a short break.
Na pewno jest to pierwszy kamp, na który mam przyjemność prowadzić, ale myślę, że to jest bardzo dobre rozwiązanie, jeżeli chodzi o światowy żużel, bo u nas, gdy rozmawiam z trenerami, menedżerami z Europy, my na tych akurat 250 mamy dużo imprez w Polsce, bo jest kilkanaście imprez czy kilkadziesiąt w ciągu roku. Na zachodzie tego nie ma, więc to mamy przewagę. Ale to dzisiaj widać, że chłopacy, którzy przyjeżdżają z Danii czy ze Szwecji głównie, mają też wysoki poziom sportowy. Na pewno jest to pierwszy kamp, na który mam przyjemność prowadzić, ale myślę, że to jest bardzo dobre rozwiązanie, jeżeli chodzi o światowy żużel, bo u nas, gdy rozmawiam z trenerami, menedżerami z Europy, my na tych akurat 250 mamy dużo imprez w Polsce, bo jest kilkanaście imprez czy kilkadziesiąt w ciągu roku. Na zachodzie tego nie ma, więc to mamy przewagę. Ale to dzisiaj widać, że chłopacy, którzy przyjeżdżają z Danii czy ze Szwecji głównie, mają też wysoki poziom sportowy.
Od początku zdziwiło mnie w samej organizacji ilość zawodników. Zastanawiało, czy tor to wytrzyma, bo jest naprawdę dosyć mocno eksploatowany. Teraz mamy chwilę przerwy, a tak naprawdę od rana do wieczora, bo kończymy trening ostatni o 20. Cały czas jest eksploatowany, no, jest naprawdę dobrze przygotowany, ekipa sprawna i wszystko jest świetnie zorganizowane.
Już od kilku lat obserwujemy, że w sporcie żużlowym pojawia się znaczna liczba psychologów. Warto też uczulać na tym najwcześniejszym etapie rozwoju i kształtowania się świadomości zawodników, jak i rodziców, i trenerów, i całych sztabów wokół tych zawodników. Jaka jest różnica pomiędzy psychologiem, trenerem mentalnym a coachem, bo jest to bardzo delikatna, a jednak duża różnica i warto też edukować w tą stronę, że ten trening mentalny pod okiem profesjonalnego psychologa sportu może mieć największe i najbardziej chyba zaskakujące takie objawy progresu u młodych zawodników.
I'm feeling very good, and today I'm very nervous when I'm here, so all reading with me, talking with me, because I'm the only girl in 500 week. But if I look at all, I'm so friendly to me. It's other here, and in Germany it's also too. There we are more girls, but it's how I say it. It's not normal, and all are happy about it that we have so many girls. I don't know how it's in Poland.
Yeah, I'm 17 years old and I'm coming from Slovenia, Ljubljana, and I started riding when I was 13 years old with 125 bike, and then when I was 14 years old, I go to the 500, and I already started racing in the Slovenia.
Cześć, nazywam się Szymon Wiczak, mam 14 lat. Przyjechałem z Rybnika, ale trenuję dla Częstochowy i żel uprawiam od 5 lat. Na pewno to jest szansa potrenowania, sprawdzenia nowych ustawień. Jest tu dużo doświadczonych osób.
Ja jestem Patryk Chijek, jeżdżę na żużlu i to od 2017, także to jest mój 6. rok. Pochodzę z Niemczech, z Leipzig i chodzę do gimnazjum. Tutaj jestem teraz na treningu, kampie. No po prostu te najważniejsze rzeczy, które trzeba umieć na żużlu, też powalczyć z innymi dobrymi kierowcami, no i po prostu, żeby jeździć.
fajna sprawa, bo im więcej takich rzeczy, tym po prostu młodzież może jeszcze coś bardziej podglądać, wyciągać jakieś elementy żużlowe na każdym szczeblu. Ja pamiętam za swoich czasów, to na przykład jak chciałem coś ulepszyć w motocyklach, to był tygodnik żużlowy, jeszcze nie było internetu i po prostu wycinało się jakieś zdjęcie i po prostu przyglądało się na to zdjęcie, na swój motocykl i jakby to można było zmienić. Więc taki kontakt bezpośredni na pewno jest dużo, dużo lepszy, tym bardziej, że no, można coś podpowiedzieć, pogadać.
Kilka wykrzykników w programie jest, więc na pewno jest kilku chłopaków, którzy fajnie jeżdżą. Właściwie już wyglądają na dobrze ułożonych zawodników żużlowych, a myślę tutaj głównie o tych zawodnikach 250. Na 500 też jest kilka nazwisk, które no, będą warte uwagi, myślę, niedługo.
Absolutely fabulous moments that we've captured over those 2 days of Speedway Ekstraliga Camp. Thank you for being here with us on our YouTube channel as well too. Thank you to all the riders who made it to Torun for the first ever Speedway Ekstraliga Camp that is made possible due to the TV contract that was signed last year between two major cable networks, 11 Sports and Kanal Plus Sport in Poland, to broadcast the Ekstraliga, the top division in Poland, 240 million zlotys. That is, I would estimate, about 55 million euros for 4 years of broadcasting Polish Speedway. That's a lot of money, let's admit, and part of that money is used today and this week in Torun to sponsor this fantastic event for fantastic young riders, and we're seeing a fantastic lineup of heat number 13 in red, right next to the white lane. We're going to see Mathias Dressarier from France. He's shown us today that he's capable of winning 2 heats, exactly 7 points for the Frenchman. Now on his right hand side, Espen Sola from Norway, a 19-year-old who was very impressive in his last appearance of the night. Next to him, Antoni Menzel in white, the only unbeaten rider after 3 series of starts. And then, right next to the fence, Maurice Brown with 6 points, but unfortunately had some technical issues in his last heat. So that is going to be absolutely amazing. I am 100% sure of that. Everyone here is capable of winning. Everyone here can lose. That is as simple as it is heat number 13. Antoni Menzel remains unbeaten after heat number 13. He takes it all for the 4th time of the night. 12 points for Antoni Menzel. Great racing, although he has not gained any advantage over any of the riders that he competed against with. That is my impression after the 4 heats. They're always pretty close to him, but he still manages to win. He did it again. 3 points for Antoni Menzel. Maurice Brown, without any points in heat number 13, he's in yellow here. What I think happened here is he saw Espen Sola slowing down before going into turn number 3. he didn't want to risk hitting the Norwegian rider. That's why he slowed down, had to go on the outside, lost a lot of speed and couldn't close the gap between him and the rest of the riders. 2 points for Tresarrier. That's a really good performance from the Frenchman. And Espen Sola with 1 point. Only 2 riders in heat number 14. That's the lineup according to the program. Empty spots for the blue and white helmet. Nothing to worry about. We're going to see Kajetan Kubiec in the yellow and Mateusz Kamenik in red. That is really tight between the 2 riders in heat number 14. In the end, it's Kajetan Kubiec who takes 3 points from this heat. But you gotta say, Mateusz Kamenik was pretty close at the finish line to score more than just 2 points in that heat. I think what was crucial in heat number 14 was a very clever move from Kajetan Kubiec right at the beginning. We're about to see it right now. He sees that the Czech rider goes straight before he turns, so Kajetan goes right on the inside. Very clever move from a 16-year-old rider from Poland. Then Kajetan gained some advantage over Kamenik. But Kamenik was pretty fast in the next 3 laps. And we can see at the finish line, it was just a few meters difference between the 2 of them. Heat number 14, Andrzej Grmek from gate number 1 in blue helmet. Johnny Wynot, 18-year-old who came from Klappenburg in Germany, started his speedway journey in 2016. Not doing great, but nothing to be ashamed of, Johnny. In the white helmet, rider 26, that's Jan Jenicek, and 21, Niklas Agar. A 17-year-old from Slovenia, Andrzej Grmek, with 3 points after heat number 15. Definitely some great competition. The only reason Andrzej Grmek is not unbeaten it is simply because he miscounted the laps in one of the heats earlier. But we can tell that he is one of the favorites to win tomorrow in the golden final, as he gained a huge lead over the three other riders. Good job by Johnny Wynat. 2 points for him actually mean that he has 7 points total. So with that performance right here in heat number 15, he's really close to make sure that he will be in the final tomorrow, in the golden final as well. No points for Jan Jenicek, 1 point for Niklas Agard, who had huge issues on turn number 3 in the second bend on the first lap. Definitely lost some speed over there. Still managed to come in front, Jan Jenicek, but only 1 point for Danish rider. Now we should be seeing 3 riders, but we already know that Wilbur Hancock is not continuing this competition as he fell in one of the earlier hits. So we're watching Anne-Catherine Gerde from Germany in red in the front at the moment, being chased by Luis Tebe, 2 Germans on the track at the moment in heat 16. Anne-Catherine from Zettel, Germany, gets her first win of the night. Absolutely fabulous performance. You can tell that she's having some technical issues. That might be the clutch being a little bit overheating, but it is still 3 points for a German female rider. She started when she was just 8 years old. Now she's 18, 10 years on a bike, and maybe that wasn't the fastest time of the night, but she still managed to score 3 points. 2 in this heat number 16 for Luis Tebe. He's sitting at 3 points, one of the lowest scoring riders tonight, but plenty of work for Luis, and I'm sure he'll manage that. Unfortunately, it looks like Wilbur Hancock withdrew from the competition, and Anne, with those 3 points right here, seems like she's already sitting at 5 points. That is good performance, but we're actually gonna check it out right now with the general standings as they appear on our screens. Like I said, it is pretty hot, so the issue that Anne had with her bike, that might be due to overheating, and her mother is her only mechanic. That is absolutely fantastic story, and I'm sure that there will be some other riders in the pits who are willing to help her, and I'm pretty sure I can see it right now from where I'm sitting. What we're seeing right now is the table score after 4 series. Every rider already competed 4 times. Antoni Menzel remains unbeaten. Kajetan Kupiec pretty close to him. Andrzej Grmek only beaten by Antoni Menzel. And due to the fact that he miscounted laps in one of the earlier heats, Matthew Terrassier with 9 points. I'm wondering if Johnny Wyatt should be worried or should be concerned about making it to top 8. He seems fine on the 7th place. But Niklas Agard on 9th with 6 points will definitely make sure in his last heat to score as many points as possible to make it to top 8. And Catherine Gerdes is still capable of making it to final 8 if she scores 2, maybe 3 points in the last heat of the night for her. That is going to happen in a few minutes' time. We're about to see some highlights from today's competition.
rozpoczynamy ostatnią serię turnieju kwalifikacyjnego drugiego Ekstraliga Camp 2022 500 cm. Przynajmniej 4 ostatnie wyścigi. Drugą ósemkę.
Those were some great highlights from the past heats of qualifier number 2 here in Torun. We're fighting for the best spots, for top 8 spots before tomorrow's golden final and the silver final as well. Scheduled for tomorrow, we'll start at 9 a.m. That will be a silver final for 250cc. We'll obviously broadcast that as well. At 10:30, the main tournament for 250cc, the golden final. At 1:30 Central Eastern Time, the silver final of 500cc's. And then 4:30, the main event golden final for 500cc category. The last starts for every single rider in Group 2 of this qualifying session. The last chance to either get promoted to the golden final or to improve your position ahead of tomorrow's knockout stage. Maurice Brown takes the lead. He definitely needs some points. He only has 6 and has not scored in the last 2 heats, but he's doing just fine right now in heat number 17, going for 3 points. That will put him on 9. That will be sure to make it to the golden final. Second in the heat number 17 at the moment. Jan Jenicek from Czech Republic and German Louis Tebe going for 1 point in the 3rd position. Huge differences between the riders in heat 17. Only 3 riders took part in that heat with 3 points to Maurice Brown. That is his 3rd win of the night. He either wins or loses poorly. 2 zeros on his account under his name with number 17 in that tournament. But he also managed to win 3 heats of the night, 9 points, pretty much promotes him to golden final. He can be sure of it at the moment. It's not so bright for Jan Jenicek, 2nd in heat number 17, as he only scored 6 and now has to wait for other riders and see the general standings after 20 heats, whether he goes to the golden final or not. That was also the last hit of the night for Louis Tebe. He came 3rd with 1 point. That makes 4 points total. A solid performance from the German rider, who we will definitely see in the silver final tomorrow. Anne-Catherine Genners from Germany in the red helmet. She managed to win her last start before the short break. That gave her 4 points total, but she has to now challenge Kamenik, Tresarje and Grmek, all 3 very fast riders of the night. Andrzej Grmek goes where no one is able to go today on the track in Toruń. He finds places no one else can find between other riders and the pen. Absolutely fantastic performance and fantastic speed of a Slovenian rider, just 17 years old and doing huge things here at Motor Arena Toruń. Already 14 points total. That's Andrzej Grmek going to the final, maybe in a second, maybe in the third position. We'll see about that. And then 2 points in that race for a Czech rider, Kamenik. You gotta give it to him. He's pretty consistent throughout the night. 10 points, 5 appearances of the night. In each of them, he scored 2 points. Wasn't able to win any of the heats, but definitely a strong position ahead of tomorrow's quarterfinals. In the golden final, we'll start with quarterfinals. Each rider will have 2 opportunities to score. Based on those scores, they will either get promoted to the semi-final or get relegated and excluded from the competition tomorrow. And 2 more heats of tonight's competition in Toruń during the qualifier group number 2 of 500cc. We already know that Wilbur Hancock is not going to make it to the tapes on time. Hopefully everything is fine with the Californian. We'll make sure about that later on after our broadcast. And that is also the reason why we're only seeing 2 other riders. No one was supposed to compete from gates number 3. In red, we'll see Johnny Weinert from Germany and Espen Sola from Norway in blue. What a misfortune from Johnny Weinert in red. He was going for the first win of the night. That would give him 10 points total. But he fell off his bike at the very last corner, just 20, maybe 30 meters outside of the finish line. But he's not giving up. The German rider decided to stand up and he is pulling his bike towards the finish line. It seems pretty heavy. It seems like his back wheel has stopped spinning, but he is pushing to get those 2 points. That would give him 9, and he will be sure to make it to the golden final. Very unlucky of him to lose that first place in heat number 19, but he can still score 2 points as there's no one behind him. He has 3 minutes total since the tapes went up to finish the race with his bike in his hands, and he is going to make it. What an ambitious young rider, absolutely fabulous. He's getting a round of applause from everyone in the pits right now. I'm sure he's definitely tired. We can see it right now. It is pretty hot, it is humid, it is difficult to breathe. He's wearing a black Kevlar, which makes it even more difficult. And then he pushed a 77-kilogram bike for 30, maybe 40 meters after he crashed, which is absolutely incredible. 3 points for Espen Sola, who was behind the German rider for majority of the race, but manages to score 3, which means that Espen has 2 wins of the night, and that puts him at 11 points after his last heat of the night. Johnny Weinert, 18 years old, very ambitious young man. You can tell that he gets those 2 points after finishing race number 19. That gives him 9 points total, and that should be totally okay to make it to the golden final. And that was second to last heat of the night. You can see the sun setting behind Moto Arena in Toruń. Which means that we're heading towards the end of the competition tonight. The last heat of the night of day 3 at Speedway Ekstraliga Camp. 3 riders heading towards the tapes, and we're expecting some great racing. There's Antoni Menzel in blue, and he's unbeaten. That is his last performance of the night. So far, he scored 12 points, but 11 points are next to Kasper Kupiec's name, which means that he can actually get ahead of Antoni Menzel if he wins the direct battle with him. And let's not forget, there's also Niklas Agard from Denmark, a 16-year-old. We've seen him racing pretty well, but he cannot tell that based on his points, only 6 next to the Danish rider's name in the program. If he makes it to the finish line, he will get 1 point. That might be enough, but not necessarily to make it to the golden final. So Niklas is definitely going to try for more. That is definitely the performance that Niklas has been waiting for all night long. He's scoring his first win of the night, but he left behind him Antoni Menzel, who remained unbeaten all the way up to heat number 20. And now he scored 2 points, which means that he's getting 14 at the end of today's competition. And those 3 points for Niklas Agard are going to make a definite change in the final standings of the night. Only 1 point for Kajetan Kupiec, which means that Polish rider will finish with 10 points. Fantastic start from Niklas Agard. I was under impression that Kupiec and Menzel interrupted one another in the first corner. That was no issue, but that was no issue for Niklas Agard, who made a great start, stick to the inside lane, and managed to defend the first position all the way to the finish line, scoring the first 3 of the night. That was heat number 20, which adds to a total of 66 heats that we've shown today on our Ekstraliga YouTube channel. Thank you for being with us, and I do know that some of you have been here since 9 AM, so thank you, we really appreciate you. It must have been an exhausting but also a fun day for everyone here in Toruń, including the riders, as well as the staff of Ekstraliga Camp, myself, and hopefully you guys. Thank you for sticking with us for those 3 tournaments. And now we're seeing the final standings after 20 hits of Group 2. Antoni Menzel with 14 points in the first place. Andrzej Grmek second with 14 points as well, but he lost to Menzel in a direct battle. That's why he's second. Kajetan Kupiec with 12 points. On the third place, Espen Sola with that lucky win. And the Heat 19 comes to the fourth place, Mathieu Tresarrier. Kamenek, why not? And Maurice Brown finally makes it to top 8 with 9 points. That was a very important win for the Australian. He manages to get to the top 8 in the very last round of starts. Niklas Agard, even though he won that last race, has not qualified for the top 8. What a difference it has been between the two groups. 8 points was enough in group number 1 to make it to the final, and 9 points here in group number 2 gave 8th place. Thank you. As I'm being informed right now, we are still recounting the scores to make sure that everything is fine, to let the riders know and all of our fans and everyone's watching at home, and that everything is fine. So we get to know 8 riders that will go to the main final tomorrow at 4:30, and those who will go to the silver final at 1:30 p.m. Central Eastern Time. Please let us know where you've been watching Speedway Ekstraliga Camp on YouTube today. What is your country of origin? Who do you support? I'm sure some of the riders would really appreciate it. PGE Ekstraliga would also really appreciate it. Thank you for being with us. This is the first ever Speedway Ekstraliga Camp organized to promote Speedway in Poland as well as in other countries, and I'm sure it meant a lot to all of the riders who came to Torun, all 70 riders, to meet some world champions, best coaches in the world on one of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful stadium, Motor Arena Torun, dedicated to Speedway. And that is the final result. So we're looking at position number 8, Niklas Agard, with that final win in hit number 20 over Antoni Menzel, makes it to top 8 with 9 points. So 9 points was enough. Maurice Brown, sitting on the 7th place, also goes to the final. And the Czech Kamenik with 10 points, being safe on the 6th place. As I said before, we are going to enter a knock-off stage tomorrow with quarterfinals, semifinals, and obviously finals in both categories, 250cc and 500cc. It will be a little simpler, a little easier for those who made it to the silver finals in 250cc and 500cc categories. Great to know that that win for Danish rider Niklas Agard meant a lot, but unfortunately, James Wynot, even though he made it to the finish line with 2 points, he is not qualifying for the golden final. So he only needed 40 meters to make it to the final. Now he's with 9 points, so 1 point less, but he also lost with Espen, which meant that he lost 1 point and he's not getting qualified to the golden final. That must hurt a lot. Hopefully the German rider is fine after that little bit of a crash in the last heat. Jenicek, Gerdes, Tebe and Hancock had not a chance to qualify. They came pretty close, but not too close to make it to the golden final. But all of those riders, all 5 of them, you will get a chance to see tomorrow during the silver final at 1:30 p.m. Once again, thank you very much for being with us on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on tomorrow's competition. We're starting at 9 a.m. Central Eastern Time in Poland. Thank you to all the crew and all the riders who took part in today's competition. It was my pleasure, Martin Musio. I'll see you and I'll hear you, and I will read your comments on YouTube until tomorrow, till 9 a.m. Thank you very much, guys. And I'll check with you guys later.